Nicki Minaj has officially crossed the line into her full-scale MAGA phase, and the response from black celebrities has been explosive, chaotic, and far from welcoming. Over the last few weeks, fans have watched her evolve from subtle political breadcrumbs to loud, unmistakable declarations about her allegiance. And trust me, the culture is not letting this slide quietly. Celebrities are openly questioning her, throwing major side-eye at her decisions, and asking the same burning question: what happened to Nicki? Because this version feels unrecognizable. During Donald Trump's first presidency, Nicki was openly critical, dragging him publicly, labeling him dangerous, and even shading other stars who aligned with him, making it clear that could never be her. In fact, at a 2020 Pollstar Live conference, when asked directly about Trump, Nicki firmly shut it down. She explained that what disturbed her most were the reports of immigrant children being separated from their parents, something deeply personal for her, considering she came to the United States as a young immigrant escaping poverty. But fast forward to today, and that same Nicki is now proudly calling herself Trump's #1 supporter, even going as far as declaring him the greatest president America has ever seen. A wild plot twist that has people watching in complete disbelief, especially considering she's a black woman, or at least we thought she was. She has black children. So are we supposed to believe she's okay with her kids growing up in a society where they can't even be taught black history? Music, applause. Nicki definitely makes serious money. Not Michael Dell money, but still plenty. And according to critics, Nicki Minaj has a long list of unresolved issues that might explain why she's suddenly cozying up to MAGA. Right? Hey guys, I'm here with my favorite president, the best president of all time, music, and I'm with the queen of rap. And as you can imagine, the backlash from black celebrities hit immediately, loud, aggressive, and completely uncensored. Many dragged Nicki publicly, accusing her of hypocrisy, flip-flopping, and outright betraying the same fans and culture that built her empire. Social media turned into a full-blown war zone overnight, with users demanding explanations and analyzing every move she's made recently. One of the first major figures to call her out was comedian D.L. Hughley back in December, after Nicki went on a Twitter rant attacking California Governor Gavin Newsom, accusing him of not caring about children's health. That's when D.L. fired back with a savage response, saying Nicki shouldn't be speaking on children at all, because her own husband legally can't be within 1,000 feet of one. Adding that it's not Gavin Newsom she should be focused on at all, it's Chris Hansen. A ruthless reference to Catch a Predator that instantly dragged Nicki's personal life and the long-standing controversies tied to her family straight into the spotlight. The internet wasted no time erupting, with critics immediately calling out what they see as a massive contradiction in her story. She came from a completely different, music, country at around 5 years old, chasing what she once described as the American dream. Nicki herself once painted that dream vividly, saying she imagined arriving in the United States and moving into a castle, wearing big, puffy dresses, and attending glamorous ballrooms. She admitted she had no idea why she thought that, but reality hit hard. Her parents worked non-stop, pushed her to succeed, and believed in her talent, music, even though they had very little. There were moments, she recalled, when her mother had to rely on government assistance between jobs, sometimes just for a few months at a time. And that history is exactly why many fans are stunned today. Nicki Minaj's career was heavily lifted by LGBTQ+ supporters, yet now she's being accused of using language that many say comes off as openly homophobic. Reality TV legend Tiffany New York Pollard jumped into the conversation during an interview with TMZ and did not sugarcoat her feelings. According to Tiffany, Nicki's open support of Trump feels like a direct slap in the face to LGBTQ+ fans who have stood by her for years. Tiffany made it clear that people still love Nicki's music and respect her undeniable talent, but the way she's been moving and speaking lately has left many longtime supporters feeling uneasy and deeply disappointed. Still, Tiffany stopped short of calling for a full cancellation. Instead, she suggested Nicki might benefit from surrounding herself with more progressive voices, even naming rock icon Bruce Springsteen as the kind of influence she should be around right now. By that point, though, the situation had already spiraled into one of the loudest celebrity culture debates online. Nicki, we love her music, Tiffany said. I've spoken to her several times, and collectively, we were disappointed. I really think she needs to spend some time with Mr. Bruce Springsteen. She needs to sit with him, absorb some wisdom, because somebody clearly knocked her off track, and she needs guidance back home. And just when it seemed like the noise couldn't get any louder, the controversy exploded even further after Nicki went directly after journalist Don Lemon, who was openly gay. During the exchange, she allegedly used language that critics quickly labeled as homophobic, instantly igniting social media. Fans and celebrities alike accused her of turning her back on the very LGBTQ+ community that had supported her from the very beginning. But Don Lemon wasn't about to sit quietly and let the shade fly unchecked. He clapped back almost immediately with a sharp response of his own, suggesting Nicki should worry less about dragging other people online and more about cleaning up her own situation. He even went there, bringing up her legal status and alleging that she still doesn't have US citizenship. And just like that, what began as a political disagreement exploded into a full-scale celebrity war. Timelines were flooded, sides were drawn, and every new comment poured gasoline on an already blazing fire. Once again, Nicki Minaj proved that when her name hits the headlines, the drama never whispers, it screams. "Disgusting. Music," he said. "Look, this is what I'll say to Nicki Minaj. I usually don't respond to stuff like this, but forget it, I'm doing it this time." He continued, claiming Nicki had made her feelings about African Americans crystal clear. He even went as far as saying he doesn't believe she considers herself one of them, adding that under Trump's rules, she should be deported, music, because, reportedly, she is not a legal citizen. According to him, she's undocumented, and, music, her behavior has made that stance obvious. Then DL Hughley jumped right back into the chaos to back up Don Lemon, and he didn't soften a single word. Hughley told Nicki to stop stressing over Don altogether and instead take a hard look at what's happening inside her own household. He reminded everyone that there are multiple convicted offenders within her immediate family. The clapback was vicious, deeply personal, and shoved Nicki straight back into the center of a storm she couldn't simply tweet her way out of. Social media immediately erupted, with users breaking down every line, every reference, and every implication, turning the situation into a broader cultural debate about accountability, fame, and buried family secrets. All while Nicki's name trended non-stop across every major platform. "Today is a momentous day for many reasons. Music," one commentator said. "We're honoring the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but look at the backdrop we're dealing with right now." When asked what Dr. King might think of all this, the response was blunt. He would be disappointed, especially in how his legacy is constantly reduced to slogans instead of being truly honored. The speaker went on to criticize how the American president claims he's willing to use force to protect certain rights, encouraging violence abroad while using government power at home to suppress free speech. "This isn't new," they said. "This is retro. We've seen this before." The conversation then circled back to Nicki going after Don Lemon. One moment from a church scene especially stood out. "It's wild to me," the speaker said, "how so many people seem to hate transgender and gay people more than they hate pedophiles. That's insane." According to them, Nicki shouldn't be worried about Don Lemon at all, she should be worried about Chris Hansen. That's who she needs to focus on, they said. They also pointed out the irony in Nicki suddenly acting concerned about immigration. "If that's really your issue," they added, "there are more undocumented immigrants in Texas, Florida, Illinois, Georgia, and even California." According to critics, he's punishing those people for two clear reasons. 1, the governor dared to run against him. And 2, because, plain and simple, he thrives on chaos. They claim this has become a full-on campaign targeting blue states and blue cities. Donald Trump has reportedly used American power overseas in places like Somalia, Libya, Venezuela, and Nigeria. And critics argue he's brought that same heavy-handed approach home, deploying the US military in Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. And when you listen closely to how he speaks about foreign dictators, many say it mirrors how he talks about mayors and governors of blue cities. The comparison is blunt, a petulant child playing dictator. Critics argue all of this could stop tomorrow if Congress actually did its job. But they won't. Minneapolis, for example, reportedly has only 2.2% undocumented immigration. Yet critics say the response is wildly excessive, like unleashing an entire can of raid just to kill one roach. "Hey, thank you so much, man," one speaker added sarcastically. And the fallout didn't end there. Word on the street is that the Carters, yes, Beyoncé herself, are officially done with Nicki. First, it was Kanye West diving headfirst into MAGA, and now Nicki appears to be following the same path. And according to insiders, Beyoncé has completely cut her off. Sources claim she's genuinely upset watching someone who once shared the spotlight of her legacy spiral into non-stop Twitter rants, MAGA loyalty, and non-stop political theatrics. Just when it seemed like the story had reached its peak, Dr. Umar Johnson entered the conversation and took it to an entirely different level. Unlike everyone else, he didn't just roast Nicki or trade insults online. He zoomed out and examined the bigger picture. "Let me say this. Music," he began, recalling how every label passed on him, every record company turned him away, and how major crews, from Jay-Z's camp to 50 Cent's, never signed him. Not Nas, not anyone. He then pivoted to Nicki's recent comments, including her claims that Jay-Z ruined hip-hop, football, basketball, touring, Instagram, and Twitter. At one point, she even suggested Lil Wayne should have headlined the Super Bowl in New Orleans, which sent the room into laughter. "Read that again," someone joked. Nicki reportedly went on a full rant, writing, "Dear #JZ, you ruined hip-hop, football, basketball, touring, Instagram, Twitter. The jig is up." All of this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. She even dragged Desiree, someone associated with Jay-Z, leading critics to sarcastically joke that Jay-Z might as well be the head of Doge. Jay-Z invaded everything. They laughed. He even invaded God. But Dr. Umar wasn't finished. He argued that Nicki's MAGA pivot isn't just random, it's strategic. According to him, MAGA isn't simply about politics for Nicki. He claims she's being positioned as the new token black conservative woman, especially after Candace Owens began clashing publicly with Trump and stepping out of line. What once looked like a celebrity meltdown suddenly starts to resemble a calculated move. At this point, the drama has gone far beyond music, fame, or fandom. It's full-blown political theater happening in real time, and Nicki Minaj is now sitting at the center of the white conservative movement. They needed another black woman, Dr. Umar explained. Someone who could compete with Candace Owens nationally and internationally, and pull attention away from what Candace has been exposing, especially regarding Israeli influence in American politics. And who better than Nicki Minaj? Dr. Umar went even harder after seeing Nicki appear at a Turning Point USA event with Erica Kowani, where she made comments suggesting that teaching black history somehow makes white children feel inferior. Umar said he was stunned. Watching a black woman, who was raising a black child, make those claims felt wildly contradictory. He pointed out the irony, the cognitive dissonance, and added yet another layer to an already explosive debate. He explained that Nicki framed it as not just uplifting black children, music, but supposedly doing so at the expense of other children's pride, echoing a narrative pushed heavily by conservatives. So according to critics, she appeared to be echoing a false conservative talking point, the idea that teaching black, music, children their own history, and teaching white children, music, the real, unfiltered history of America, somehow makes white kids feel ashamed of themselves. That argument didn't sit right with many people, especially because Nicki Minaj is a black woman. At least, people thought she was. She has black children. So what exactly is she saying? That she's fine with her kids growing, music, up in a country where black history and the true history of America aren't taught, just to protect the feelings of white children? Critics called it deeply hypocritical. Black people have been in America for over 400 years, dating back to British North American rule. And throughout that entire history, the self-esteem, self-worth, and value of black children has been consistently sacrificed for the comfort of white children. And now, suddenly, teaching corrective history, without insulting or attacking white people, is being framed as harmful? Teaching white children that this country was founded, built, and cemented on the genocide of Native Americans and the enslavement, music, and dehumanization of African people is somehow too much. As for why Nicki went all in on MAGA, Dr. Umar Johnson admitted he isn't sure whether it's purely about money or something darker, like MAGA holding leverage over her. But not everyone is buying that explanation. Lizzo, for example, didn't sugarcoat a thing. She outright labeled Nicki a sellout, arguing that siding with Trump is a calculated business move to stay relevant and profitable now that her career isn't at its peak. According to Lizzo, this trend is just getting started. She predicts more black celebrities will jump on the MAGA bandwagon as their fame fades. "You're going to see it," she said bluntly. "It's already started, and it's going to continue." Meanwhile, fans online showed absolutely no mercy, unleashing brutal theories and savage roasts. One ex-user wrote, "Nicki Minaj isn't just a sellout, she's bait. This is a transactional performance designed to lure politically illiterate black people who'll sell out their own race for crumbs at the white master's table." In return, they claimed, she gets paid for her performance. Ouch. Others went even harder, dragging her appearance, her family, and her life choices. One post read, "Nicki Minaj is huge AF. Chopped, washed, dropped, married to a rapist, cousin of a murderer, MAGA, self-hating immigrant who supports Trump. Girl, pick a struggle.
And the insults didn't stop there.
Another user zoomed in on her wig from Trump's account summit, mocking. So the gays abandoned Nicki Minaj because why can I see the glue on that stiff wig? Nicki never had a bad install before. According to fans, her MAGA era even came with a noticeable drop in quality. So the big question remains, why did Nicki Minaj really go MAGA? As if things weren't messy enough, she's now going after Jay-Z, comparing him to Epstein and claiming he's just as bad. The irony is wild, considering Nicki's rise began in 2009 when Lil Wayne signed her, especially since she went on to outsell him long-term, with 130 million records sold compared to his 90 million. Her relationship with Jay-Z reportedly soured in 2015, when he invited her to become a major part of Tidal. After that awkward Amfest moment with Erika Kouani, Nicki thought she was about to drag Don Lemon. Spoiler alert, she dragged herself instead. And here's the real tea that came out afterward. This was never really about Don Lemon.
It's always been about the money.
Insiders say Nicki has been spiraling, snapping at everyone around her because the checks aren't hitting like they used to. A huge reason? Her decision to marry and fiercely defend Kenneth Petty, a registered offender with a record long enough to make anyone nervous. In fact, Nicki nearly lost her mansion because of a lawsuit directly tied to him. She barely saved it by coughing up $500,000 at the last minute. Instead of treating that as a wake-up call, she stayed online doing what she's been doing. That's why DL Hughley had to step in and remind her, Nicki, you've got much bigger fires to put out than Don Lemon. Like the fact that your husband, who legally can't be near schools or playgrounds, is burning through everything you worked for.